Show. I'm your host, Kitrick Taylor. Thank you for tuning in. First, let me give you a disclaimer. I'm not a clinical therapist, I'm not a counselor, and I'm not a doctor. My show's purpose is to simply bring awareness to the topics that are at hand to help someone else in their lives. Today's show, we're going to be talking about reunification, and we're going to bring on someone by the name of Miss Wanda Williams to talk about her reunifying moments with her grandson. So, ladies and gentlemen, let's give Miss Wanda Williams a great big hand. How are you doing, Miss Wanda?
Thank you. Thank you for having me here, Kit.
Doing good, huh? Appreciate you. You came, not that far, but you came to really tell the world about your story, and I know that is going to help. So we're going to get right into it. Just take your time. Let's talk about who is Wanda? Wanda Williams.
I am a grandmother. I am a mother. I am one who has a lot of empathy, sympathy, compassion, integrity.
Love it.
For all people.
Okay. So you have that sensitive part. You got that.
I have a sensitive part.
Okay.
And thank you again for having me here to tell my story.
Okay.
And I hope that I inspire somebody
Absolutely.
not to give up.
I'm so sure that won't happen in the end once they hear your story. So you said your grandmother. So that's what we're here for, to talk about the reunification with you and your grandson. And I just feel the moment because I know the moment. But let's get right into it. Grandson was born 2006, 7,
2006.
Yes. Okay.
Yes.
Okay. And were you there?
I was at the facility where he was born.
Okay.
I got to hold him that night. He is my first grandson.
Okay.
So that was very surreal.
Wow. Okay.
You know, looking at a human being that I was obviously a part of as well. And I would do that all over again, and I would be there on time again.
Okay, great. That's awesome. Okay, so that feeling is great. As far as the birth, you have him in your arms. I think something happened as far as contact is concerned from that moment to 2010. And briefly, what happened between that time, the losing of the contact with grandma?
Between the years of 2006 and 2010,
yes.
I had I think you would say, a normal relationship with my grandson.
But you didn't see him within that four-year period per se?
Between 2006 and 10, there was, years that went by that I didn't have the opportunity to have a relationship that I would have liked to have had.
Okay.
Exactly.
That you would like to have, and which any grandmother would want. And then, so we go to 2010, and all this whole time, what you're really wanting that contact, you wanting that connection, you wanted it because there was a lot of outside things that was happening that you knew that you had to be there.
Yes.
You wanted to be there.
Yes.
You needed to be there.
You said that perfectly, a lot of outside activity. It's unfortunate that grandmothers suffer when there is a relationship that isn't going well between the parents. And I suffered from that.
Okay, and as grandma, you just wanted to be there. Now, so at that time, 2011, where was your son at the time?
At that time, my son was in Japan.
Japan. And what was he doing in Japan at that time?
He is in the service.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah.
Much respect. Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. He's on his 25th year.
Wow. That's commendable. Okay. So now we're talking about timelines. So 2010. Now we're going to jump. We're going to go from 2010 to 2018 because I say that because between those years was years where you you didn't even see your grandson for that would be 6 years, 5-year period. What was it? How did that feel? What was that feeling?
That was very heartbreaking. Because prior to that, I had a lot of time that I spent with my grandson, and I put in a lot of time with him. You know,
Wow.
I had him on a regimen, and in fact, he learned how to read before he went to school. He was 3 years old, and he was already reading books.
And that was from grandma?
That was grandma putting in all that
okay.
time.
Okay, okay,
Yes.
good.
I put in a lot of time, and it's unfortunate that that time was taken away from me.
I bet.
And it was at a moment's notice. I did not know that it was going to happen.
Okay.
Yes.
So that has to be an empty feeling, but when it happened, it was like you had to deal with it because there wasn't a whole lot you could do about it. All you can do is let that time go by and by and by. And
I
not
had
be
no
able to,
idea where he was
yes.
at.
Okay.
I didn't get a phone call.
Okay.
Let me back up. I did get one phone call,
Okay.
and it was not very good.
Okay.
And I expressed, hey, you know, I would like to see my grandson. You know, is that possible? And it was.
Just didn't go
It
like
was.
you reported.
It was as some people would say. I was just excommunicated. Although, you know,
you knew you wanted.
I wanted that relation. I needed that
Yeah,
relationship,
okay.
and I was laughed at.
Okay.
I was laughed at, and they had moved out of state,
okay.
and I had no idea that they had moved out of state at that time.
All right. So moving forward, again, we're saying these things because you know why you wanted that reunification. You knew why you wanted it. Like I said, things that you knew that was not, right per se.
Right.
But now going from that 2012 to 2018, something happened where we talked. I think your son did an honorable thing by sending grandson to grandma.
Yes.
What was that all about?
I had moved to Washington State for maybe about 4 years.
Okay.
And in between that time, my son had opportunity to be stationed in Washington State. And he surprised me.
Wow.
Grandson was with him, and they came down on the train.
Wow.
And I hadn't seen him in so long. By this time, he gained at least and age. Probably he was about 11 or 12 years old, and by this time, I mean, this boy was about 160 pounds.
Okay. All right.
And
great movie.
yeah.
How
so
long
he
did
was
they?
a big
So when
boy.
it came, so now that's a part of reunification. 6 years. Now you see him. That moment.
That moment was so great.
Yeah.
And then I said to him,
6 years.
I said, do you remember me?
Yeah.
And he says, yes, I remember you. You taught me how to read.
Oh my goodness. Okay. So he remembered
He
that.
remembered that I taught
That's
him
awesome.
how to read.
That is so awesome.
And yeah, it was so awesome. And
wow.
and so that made me feel really good. And it made me feel really good. And so we reminisced on some things that we used to do and how we, would go and eat and get ice cream and play at the park, read books, go shopping to pick out what he wanted to cook.
Those
and
are great moments right there.
and I was cooking with him, and
awesome.
you miss that. You miss that.
So here we are now.
Yeah.
So how long did they stay?
He was only there for about maybe 2 weeks.
Okay, 2 weeks.
And then he also brought up Grammy, that's what he called me.
Grammy.
Remember when you used to make me that blue water?
Oh.
He was talking about his bath.
Okay.
I would put some,
Okay.
I would put something in there, and so he thought he was swimming. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Awesome. So, so now it's time to go,
It's
And
2018.
So now 2018. So now 2 years after that went by, from what I understand, and so around that time, I think something happened to where your grandson was put into the system.
He was put in the system.
Okay.
And I had gotten a phone call from one of his relatives in another state.
Right, okay.
And obviously they kept my phone number. I kept the same phone number on purpose. And I learned that, he was put in the system. And that was very, very heartbreaking.
Absolutely.
you know.
Because you knowing as grandma, things were happening that kind of you knew in a sense, probably was going that direction. But being a parent and
I prayed so hard.
Yeah.
I prayed, I cried, I prayed, I cried, but it gave me the opportunity to see him again. So
okay, so 2021, so
yeah,
that went by. So
yeah.
when did you see him
so
again?
my son just so happened to be in California at the time.
Yeah.
So we had to get tickets to go out of state,
Okay.
and I was able to see my grandson.
That was 21.
Yes, that was
absolutely.
2021.
Yes,
I was
okay.
able to see him, and it was only for maybe 3 days.
Okay.
Because
Wow.
I did attend court, and
Okay.
it was a tough experience.
I can imagine.
In another state.
Wow.
And trying to get that issue resolved.
Wow. And so just kind of like just from 2000 from birth all the way up until this 2000 moment of 2021, just a long gap, then seeing him on and off. You know, I'm sure that was tough on you.
It was extremely.
Yeah, it's a long haul, but you kept it going. Go ahead.
And then, you know, it wasn't consistent because so many years,
Love it.
you know, go by.
Yeah.
And then, you know, as a grandmother, and I believe that other grandmothers will feel the same way, especially if it's your first grandchild.
Yes.
You're constantly, you see other kids and you're at work and what have you, and other people are talking about their grandkids. And I couldn't talk about mine.
Right.
You know, and it was embarrassing, you know. And so I didn't allow other people to know that that was going on in my family.
Yes.
So it was tough. It was tough. So and then, you know, my sisters and my brothers and you know, family members that have kids, you know, they would ask about him, and I couldn't give them information because I didn't have any.
But you didn't stop. You had that in you.
It was so embarrassing.
Yeah. Well, you know what though, at the time, which is absolutely.
It was embarrassing, and you know, but I continued to pray.
Okay, so 2021. Now you don't see 2022. Now here comes 2023. You get a phone call, and about the situation where the hotel. So explain how that went and what that was all about.
Wow, that was a surprise call. I happened to be
2023.
yeah,
Go ahead.
yeah. Okay. It was 2023.
Yes.
I just so happened to be at a function, you know, with someone, a coworker, and you know, birthday party going on, a lot of noise, and I'm digging in my purse, and my phone rings.
Okay, go ahead.
And you know, and I see the area code, and I answer it. Oh, you know, we're at such and such a place, and we don't have a place to stay, and we've been evicted.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So I said, no problem. You know, let me get you a place to stay.
Okay.
And you know, I you know, reserved hotel and all that good stuff.
Okay.
And during that time, you know, it was getting late, it was getting dark, or what have you, and you know, they were out and about, and I said, hey, we're going to get together over the weekend. Let's figure this thing out.
Okay. So at this point now, because we've talked,
Right.
and you were able to, because the grandson was there, you were able to go get your grandson.
Well,
so
I secured the hotel.
awesome, good, okay.
And
Good.
I went ahead of them to secure the
Good,
hotel
okay.
because it was getting super late,
Okay.
and she was driving a distance. And I just said, hey, you know, I'm going to get this for you, but following that, I'll be there in the morning. Let's go and have breakfast, all this good stuff.
Okay. So,
However, all of that did not come to fruition.
Well, okay.
It did not go as planned. When I received a phone call, mind the text in between as well, with my grandson, with his mom, trying to make plans. That morning, I received a phone call from my grandson, and I said, hey, I'm on my way, or you know, or can you guys, you know, if you guys would like to, you can come to the house.
Awesome.
And he said, you know, there's nobody here but
So
me.
they're waiting for. Okay,
There's nobody here but me.
Okay. So at that point, your mindset was forget what was said. At this point, you went and got your grandson. That's the most important thing.
I did.
You
I
went
made
and got
it.
him, which is great. Okay.
When I got to the hotel, he was there by himself.
Okay, but that's okay.
With a duffel bag.
Okay, but he was ready. You was ready.
He was ready. I was ready.
Let's go, grandson. All that other stuff out the window.
I got my grandbaby.
Reunification.
Reunification.
Let's go.
I took him straight to go get something to eat.
So don't jump the gun.
Hey.
Let me paint the picture. I love it.
Okay.
But no, you're gonna be able to say that. But I just want to know that feeling when you were able to.
Oh, I cried. I was holding him.
No, you got this kid in your possession now. I got him. So about 1,000 things are probably going through your mind.
Oh,
so now talk to me about things. Talk to me about.
He came from out of the hotel.
Yes.
And I hugged him, and I was crying, and we were hugging,
I love
and and I was telling him, hey, I'm so happy to see you. Everything is going to be all right. We're gonna try, and fix this. Let's go talk about it.
Okay. Wow, that's the greatest moment. You're talking about a reunification. That's huge. Just that moment right there. And now we're talking a full, almost really, literally 18 years of on, up, down, down. But you kept praying, as I said earlier. So now the journey starts. Now the journey really starts. So, just briefly, so first thing, school. Now he's He's in school. He's going to school, or at that point you had to get him in school.
Yes,
okay.
I had to get him in school,
Absolutely.
and you know what,
Awesome.
kid? Unfortunately, it was a 3-hour trip round.
So what does that mean?
That means I had to get him in school, to keep him at the same school.
Oh, wow.
Because he had explained to me, Grandma,
Got you.
I've been through at least 7 different schools.
Okay.
And I said, I am going to keep you in the same school.
3 hours.
It was a 3-hour round trip to get him to school in the morning and for me to get to work and back.
Awesome.
So it was tough, but it was rewarding.
Yes.
I got him
for that long time.
For that long time, I got him, and I got him straightened out.
Nice.
He started thriving. He was in the 12th grade at this time. Unfortunately, the last time I seen him, on a full note, rather, he was only 3.
Oh, right. Yeah. So
prior
that's
to
what
that.
We're talking reunification for real.
17 years old.
Awesome.
And, and helping him to, get his studies right and to graduate from high school.
That's so awesome. So Grandma, it's like that moment. I'm sure the people that are watching, you see her story, it's no giving up.
No.
It's never giving up. And if this is what you truly know should be right, you keep fighting for it. And you did it. You did everything like you're supposed to.
I did, and I think prayer helped a lot.
Prayer, absolutely, definitely.
But here's the new thing that you don't know about.
Okay, this is new that
My
I don't
grandson
know about.
and I, we are going to be traveling to Spain.
Okay, so so you did kind of explain that. So the next things now is you going passport.
He's getting his passport
right now. Come on, talk to me. Tell the people.
He texts me and say, Grandma, I took my passport picture. My application is in. I said, great. I said, because guess what? We're going to Spain.
Wow. Who's in Spain?
His dad.
Wow. His dad. That's
his dad, and his dad cannot wait to see him.
Come on, Miss Wanda. Come on.
And we are going to stay there for at least 3 weeks.
Wow, that's deep.
And we are going to do more traveling as well.
Good.
But it's so important for boys to have a relationship with their father.
Okay, that's a whole nother story and show, but you're absolutely correct.
But we're ready, and his dad is so excited. He's waiting with open arms, and the fortunate part is, his dad is going to be done with his 25-year journey. He's a chief, and he's going to be able to spend time with his son.
Wow. All due to the fight of Miss Wanda Williams getting her grandson back in her possession, and now look at the success story. Her grandson is about to experience something that I want to experience, to go to Spain and Africa.
Oh, we're going to Africa.
I thought I just wanted you, Africa.
We're going to Africa and Paris.
Okay, come on, and Paris. Okay.
I'm going to try and show as much of the world as I possibly can.
That is, wow. So that's what reunification is all about. Ms. Wanda, I want to leave it to you. Take a couple minutes on a level to just kind of like talk to the people, like never give up. Talk about your courage, and let them know what to do and how to do it. And
yes,
go ahead,
I
go
sure
take
will.
A minute or two.
I want to say is never give up on your children, grandchildren, and most importantly, never give up on the power of prayer, because God is able. He said we have not because we ask not.
Yes. Okay.
And you have to ask.
Yes.
You ask and it will be received.
Okay. Awesome.
Don't give up. Never give up. Just because somebody won't allow you to see your children or your grandchildren, power of prayer is heavy. Pray.
Wow. So that's huge. That hit me. One, I want to thank you. I want to thank you for your boldness and your courage to share your story. I guarantee you there's millions out there that have the same story. And some don't know what to do, how to do it, and where to start. But the most important thing, like she said, is pray and ask God for the first steps and direction. She took her steps, and now she has a successful grandson that is doing mighty things because of her prayer, because of her to-do, and not allowing people to stop her and tell her. So, no. But I thank you, Wanda, for coming on this show. You are so awesome. You're an awesome, mighty woman. Keep going. You got a lot of things to do. There's a lot of people that are going to be trying to contact you. Now, I'm going to say this. If you allow anyone to want to contact you, would you allow them to contact you and give them your contact information?
Oh, I can do that.
Okay. So you want to give it to them now, or just how they can contact you as far as Facebook or whatever?
The best way to contact me would be through email.
Okay.
My email address is wandawilliams166@yahoo.com, and it's spelled WandaWilliams, WandaWilliams166@yahoo.com. If you need me to pray with you, I would be so happy to do that. Or even just encouragement to never give up on God. Never give up.
Awesome.
Because He doesn't give up on us. We are His children.
Love it. Okay. Well, thank you, Ms. Wanda, once again. So I want to say this. I just want to say if this show in any way inspired you, and when you would like to see this type of show go on, like the stories from Wanda and a few other stories that I've already brought on the show, if you'd like to see this show go on to help others, I would ask that you support, that you would, donate towards the Kitrick Taylor Talk Show production, because it's needed. And I'm going to keep going, but your support is needed. We need to hear more stories like this. Again, awareness on reunification, awareness on Alzheimer's. So please, if you'd like to donate, contact me on my Facebook page, Kitrick L. Taylor, back message me on that, or you can email me at KitrickTaylor@yahoo.com. Well, that's it for our show. I thank you for watching today, the Kitrick Taylor Talk Show. Please tune in every Tuesday and Thursday night at 8 o'clock to see what the matter is all about. Thank you once again. Later.